Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Liverpool against Brentford Watchalong. Hope you're all doing well. Lots to discuss, not just Liverpool against Brentford, but also a very active, controversial and statement-like afternoon in the Premier League this Sunday. We've had the typical VAR nonsense, but we've also had a statement from Chelsea. A very, very big statement, in fact. What a result that is. I thought Wolves would be a very difficult game for them. I suppose as a Chelsea fan, it's just the unpredictability of Chelsea, isn't it? 6-2 winners against Wolves means that in 2 games, they have actually got better goal difference than you would have thought. 6 goals scored and 4 goals conceded, 3 points and a very good away win. Cole Palmer, absolutely brilliant, 3 assists and a goal. And Madueke with a hat-trick as well. So massive win for Chelsea. That's the second time I've watched a 6-goal game today. Seb's team won 6-4 in a classic. They were 2-0 up at half-time. No, they were 2-2 at half-time, 4-2 down, won it 6-4 with the maraudering Seb running through from the back to cross it for the winner. But anyway, that's amateur football. This is professional football. This is the Premier League. And looking forward to this. Man United are playing Liverpool next week. I mean, that could be a daunting task. So it's an opportunity to look at Liverpool as well. But also massive controversy in the Premier League this afternoon. You may have seen it in the game between Bournemouth and Newcastle. I was just looking at the red card for Joel Linton. I'm not so sure about that. You can clothesline a goalkeeper apparently, but I've just had a look at that one. I'm not 100% sure. In real time, is it a red card? I'm having a look. Have a look. No, it should be a red card. Yeah, I take that back. You can't grab people around the neck like that. Should have been a red card for Joel Linton if we're being completely honest. But the winner from Bournemouth, I mean, it's just not a handball. Just not a handball for me. Absolutely incredible decision in that game. I don't know whether you saw it, but basically Bournemouth scoring a winner late on, and the goal just wasn't given. Basically, he's gone up for the header. It's hit him on the shoulder and it's gone in, and they've given a handball. And I know people will say, well, technically, you can't score a goal where it goes in off your arm, so it can't be a goal. But it isn't a handball if it hits a defending player in the same position. Well, we're not playing rugby, we're playing football. How the hell have we got laws where if it goes in off your shoulder, it can't be a goal, but if it hits your arm, it's not a penalty? It's like we're trying to stop goals, you know? Should have been a penalty to Chelsea last week on Kovacic. Should have been a goal for Bournemouth today. Goal not given, penalty not given. We're trying to stop. We're trying to stop goals. It's just ridiculously shit. And I said this last week. I said that Kovacic handball will be hypocritical within a week. And it is a week. It's not even a week. It is a week. It was a week last Sunday, wasn't it? But it's incredible. It's incredible how they contradict themselves with their own misunderstanding of the rules. It's incredible. Blues enthusiast says, I hope this shuts up the rumours of us wanting to sell Madueke. He was different class today. Dino says, Rashford to score versus Liverpool, remember me, says Dino. It's a funny one with Chelsea because my criticism of Chelsea is aimed at the ownership. I did a video this week and I actually said, I don't know why people are getting on at Maresca. He's got every right to drop Raheem Sterling. He's got every right to say he wants to sell Ben Chilwell. He is the manager. It's what's gone on above him that's the real issue there. And they sent a very big message there today. Rashford to score versus Liverpool. Remember me, says Dino. I'm pretty sure we will remember you, mate. He's not had a shot, has he, in the first 2 games? The Spurs way, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. Good win for Spurs yesterday as well. And Rub says, forget Liverpool, Mark. Chelsea smacked 6 past Wolves. I'm ecstatic. You need to have a watch along for that game. I had my eye on it, and I think I saw most of the goals, but I just didn't fancy doing 2 watch-alongs today, and I wanted to watch Liverpool-Brentford, so I didn't do it. But I think I had it on in the kitchen, and I pretty much saw every single goal. And I thought Wolves were pretty... I'm surprised at Wolves this season, actually. I think they started the season really well last year. I mean, they played Man United first game, and they should have beat us. And they've been a bit naive, I think, in the first 2 games. I mean, it's not the easiest start of the season to play Arsenal away and then Chelsea at home. I mean, you look at the one thing about Chelsea is we expect them to have bad results, but when you look at their team and their squad, they're massive underachievers. Chelsea really should be pushing hard for 3rd place this year. Certainly 4th. But you just never know what you're going to get with Chelsea, do you? So let's see if they can go and do it week in, week out now. Because if they can find some rhythm and understanding, they've got so many good players. Thoughts on Wolves relegation now, says Connor Jackson. Who was it who said that Wolves would get relegated? Was it Will? No, well, I just opposite to what Will thinks. But Wolves won't get relegated. Absolute nonsense. I mean, that is a nonsense, actually, Connor. I mean, that's the sort of... You should be ringing in to talk shite for that. I mean, that is exactly the sort of stuff they'll want this afternoon. They've played Arsenal away and Chelsea, and they're getting relegated because they've lost 2 games. Come on. Wolves won't get relegated. Gary O'Neill's a good coach, and they'll be comfortably away from relegation. There won't be a relegation battle. There'd be a relegation battle if they had to play Arsenal and Chelsea every week, but not when they start playing everyone else. And they were 2-2 at one point. Chelsea just took the game away. Rub, welcome to Members Club. You're a legend. Players are in the tunnel here. Let's get through the team news. But before we do that, let me just remind you that we are, well, not even remind you, let me tell you that we are sponsored by Manscaped on the show today, which is absolutely fantastic. Because if you don't know what Manscaped is, you're missing out. You're missing out. It's this beauty, and it's got a brand new head on it. It is for down there. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. You can get 20% off exclusively with the code FOOTY and free worldwide shipping. That's 20% off with the code FOOTY and free worldwide shipping, which means free delivery worldwide. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Basically, it's precision engineering for your family jewels. Yes, it makes everything tidy down there. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. But it doesn't end there, because they've also got, I've used this today as well. I used it on level 0.5, just to, leave a bit of stubble. It's got 11 different lengths on it. If you're into all that jazz, the beard trimmer's fantastic. The Handyman, which you can just take around with you. Keep it in your pocket. That'll give you a nice little tidy up if you want to pop to the toilets or anything like that. And they've got the weed whacker for up the nose if you do get nasal hair. So Manscaped has got you covered on the whole male grooming scene, delivered to your door with 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Check that out. Link is in the description for that. Big shout out to Manscaped. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Let's have a look at the team news here because, I know what the Liverpool team is, and I will get it up on the screen for you as well. I think it's unchanged. Maybe a Liverpool fan could tell me that, but I think it is pretty much unchanged. And look, my FPL's a nightmare. My Fantasy Premier League is a bloody nightmare. I've not actually done that well on the Super 6 this week. It's a hard week on Super 6 because some of the scores have just been ridiculous, haven't they? But I have got Liverpool down to win this one 3-0 on my Super 6, and I will go with that because I think Liverpool have got way too much for Brentford, who obviously don't have Ivan Toney. Apparently, Ivan Toney is very close to signing for Saudi. I don't know which club it is, but going to Saudi Arabia. Of course, it's all about the money. Don't knock it until you've been offered it. I mean, of course, it's about the money. Of course, it's about the money. Becker, Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, Trent, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai in the midfield, and then Diaz, Salah, and Jota. I thought Diaz was ridiculously wasteful against Ipswich. I wouldn't have dropped him, but I thought he was very wasteful against Ipswich. If he could sort out his final ball, he'd be an absolute Fantasy Premier League merchant. And then Brentford have got Fleckin and... Let me get it up on the screen for you. They've got Fleckin in goal, of course. Let me just get that up on the screen. There we go. And can we pause that for you so you can see it? Yes, Fleckin in goal. Then they've got Azure, Pinnock, Collins and Roslev, Jensen, Janalt and Norgard and Wizzer, Lewis Potter and Mbuma. And I tell you what, there used to be a little bear. I can't name his name because apparently it's a racist term. But I don't know, it probably isn't, but I can't be bothered with all that sort of stuff being levelled at me. So he used to be a little orange bear. Can't say ginger. You can say ginger. And he used to say, Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. Well, Brentford are going to need a little bit of that from Wizzer. Wizzer, let's get busy, because they're going to need some magic today. I'm telling you that now. Absolute magic. Thoughts on... Yeah, I've done that one. Right. So that's your team news. And we're ready to go. I don't take any notice of the league table until after the international break. Until there's 3 games played, there's no point looking at the league table. But fantastic result for Arsenal yesterday. Man City obviously won 2-2. Brighton have won 2-2. And Liverpool looking, I think, the only team that left that can win 2-2. I think I'm right about that. But I could be wrong. Let me just have a quick look at the table. Brighton, Arsenal, Man City. Yeah, Liverpool are the only team left that could have 100% record. Or Brentford. Or Brentford, of course. The last 2 teams that could have a 100% record. Sols says, what's your thoughts on Everton? Bit of a shambles, mate, to be honest with you. Even though I'm banned from Goodison Park, I actually do quite like Everton, and I feel sorry for their fans because they're a much bigger club than they have been over the last few years. I mean, I always felt that Sean Dyche didn't suit the Everton I've known in my life. And I'm not saying that Everton have always been, you know, great as a footballing team, but I don't really think they suit the Sam Allardyces and Sean Dyches of this world. And they've had both of those, haven't they, as managers? I think Everton, a little bit like West Ham, a little bit like Spurs, their fans want to see a certain level of entertainment in the acceptance that they probably won't win anything. And they've just become this team that fights relegation with shit football. And I just don't think they should put up with that. It's embarrassing. And they won't go down, but what have Everton become? A team that plays shit football and survives. That's not what that football club's all about, in my opinion. I don't think. So that's my thoughts. Why are you banned, says Dash? We don't know. We don't know. I was invited to play in a charity game at the end of last season at Goodison Park, and I got banned by the club. They said, no, he's on the blacklist. And we don't know why. Could be the Dyche impression. Could be because I think Pickford shouldn't be England manager. Lovely play. That's a bad ball by Salah. He'll still find its way to Diaz, though. And he holds it up well. Could be a lot of goals in this game today. What price 6? What price 6? Can we have a poll on who's going to finish 3rd place? I presume it's Chelsea or Liverpool. No, it doesn't even make sense because Liverpool fans will say, I can do a poll on this. Who will finish higher? You can't say who's going to finish third place because Liverpool might finish 2nd. So who will finish higher? This is going to be very reactionary, you know. Chelsea, Liverpool. There you go. That's how you do it. Thanks for the super chats that have come in early on. Appreciate that. A couple of minutes into this game, Liverpool will be hot favourites to win. Man United at Old Trafford next week at this time. Massive game. And we're straight into an international break after that already. I think normally you get 4 games, don't you? I'm sure last year we got 4 games before the international break. But I think the season started a little bit later, didn't it? So that's probably why. I think for Chelsea, a lot of people would disrespect Chelsea, quite rightly, because they're so inconsistent. But I think today will give their fans a lot of cheer because they'll look at the next few games and they'll go Crystal Palace at home, win. Bournemouth away, why not win? Brighton at home, win. Forest at home, win. And then they've got a really tough run of Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Man United away, Arsenal at home. So if they can win their next 4 games, they know that they're going to put themselves right up there, aren't they? And then you get a bit of rhythm, you get a bit of confidence into those more tougher games. Why aren't you at the carnival right now, says Mr. JD. Which carnival am I meant to be at? I know there's a lot of things going on today. You've got Notting Hill. There's plenty of festivals like Reading. Where am I supposed to be? Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's a bank holiday in the UK tomorrow, which means we get the day off. But we're not having a day off from the podcast. Goldbridge Says Football. We'll be reviewing the Premier League weekend in the Goldbridge Arms live on this channel tomorrow at midday. So if you're at loose end, get involved with us for that. Charlie's a Tottenham fan. What's your thoughts on them? I think I think the race for top four is the most interesting aspect of the Premier League. I really don't think the Premier League title will be interesting. I think Man City will win it. I think we can pretend to be interested, and we can hope that Arsenal and Liverpool can go with them, but I think ultimately Man City will win that league. And then relegation, I think Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton will go down. So I think the race for fourth place, maybe third as well, is the most exciting thing. And Spurs yesterday showed again they're a very good Premier League side, and they're capable of being in that race. Aston Villa, I know they lost, but they still look very good. In both their games, I think Villa have looked good. They've lost one and won one, but I think they were good in both games. Obviously, the less said about Man United, the better. Newcastle, probably be a bit disappointed with a draw today, and probably about all they deserved. Chelsea were good today. Yeah. Eden says, as a lifelong United fan, I feel a bit jealous of Liverpool as they seem to maintain a special atmosphere and United just feels flat. Thoughts, says Eden. Mate, it comes from... the thing about Liverpool is that they've had the wilderness years, and God, they did. Like, they really did. Basically, the first 20 years of the Premier League, it wasn't great. But since Klopp came in, the reason they've got as you describe, atmosphere is because they play good football. And there's a manager there that the fans knew was in tune with them and wanted to play good football. And obviously it's not going to happen every game and you're going to have off days, but ultimately the trust was built from good football. And that's something that United need to do. Brentford on the good break here, but no one in the middle. And that's what Brentford will look to do. They won't want the possession. They'll just want a break. Arturo says, who's got the higher chance of being the next James Bond, you or Janus? Well, Janus has got a better agent than me. So I'd still back Janus, who apparently is trying to sue the BBC for being sacked for inappropriate messages. Only in 2024 can you become the victim when you've clearly been caught out. Sam Williams says, hi Mark, first super chat. As a Wolves fan, we were awful. The second Chelsea goal had the ball rolling from the goal kick. Haven't seen anyone mention it. Shouldn't have stood, says Sam. Well, we'll certainly take a look at that for the podcast tomorrow. It's Crossbow says, Liverpool will get third and maybe another cup mark, says Sam Williams. And yeah, I put them down as third in my Premier League predictions. With regards to Wolves, second from bottom at the moment, no points, but... probably one of the hardest starts to the season, if we're being completely honest. And next game for Wolves is Forest away, which, Forest have got 4 points. So Wolves have got, I'll tell you what, Wolves have got a tough start to the season. I think Wolves are one of those teams that probably doesn't get any focus. You start off with Arsenal away, then you've got Chelsea at home. Then you've got Forest away, Newcastle at home, Villa away, Liverpool at home. It doesn't settle down for Wolves at all. Like, they've got a really, really, really tough start to the season. And they've just got to try and see what they can do. I feel Brighton's window has gone under the radar, says Gazzy. I don't think Brighton's transfer window has gone under the radar at all. I think Brighton have this respect in football that they will go out and do business, and people just expect Brighton to go out and do good business. I think everybody expects this new manager who nobody knows anything about to be a good manager. I just think the footballing world just respects Brighton and what they do. So I don't think it's gone under the radar. I just think no one's surprised by it. But I think Arsenal will beat Brighton next weekend, probably quite comfortably. I'd be stunned if Arsenal don't beat Brighton next Saturday. I think it'll be quite straightforward for them. And that's not taking anything away from Brighton, but United really shouldn't have lost that game. It should have been a draw. At ktix_ for all your footballing needs, says Mr. JD. Okay. Do you think Liverpool would bring Alonso in at the end of the season, even if Slot has a good year, says Jordan? No, because Alonso's going to Real Madrid. And if you haven't figured that one out, you don't know nothing. I think Alonso was going to Liverpool until Real Madrid said, wait a year. And we know Real Madrid do that. They do it with everybody. They say, we're Real Madrid, wait for us. And that's exactly what they did. Phoenix says, how's your fantasy Premier League doing? Absolutely shit, mate. Absolutely shit. It didn't save captain Haaland for me, so my captain was Isak. My vice-captain was Pickford. It kept Robinson on the bench and started Twansebi. I've been mugged off, really. And that was my wild card as well. So I've had a bloody nightmare. What I have got is Jota and Salah, so I can guarantee Liverpool fans they're going to do fucking nothing. If they're in my fantasy Premier League team this week, they're going to do nothing. I took Anthony Gordon out as well, and guess what? He scored. So, yeah, basically, you don't want to be in my fantasy Premier League team today. Brentford on the attack here. Bit of a break. I mean, people write Brentford off. They won't be in a relegation battle either. Did I see the Van der Ven assist yesterday, Mass? Yes. Very, very good. Very, very good. Are you feeling better today, Fraz? First time I thought about that. Yes. Probably still... I went to bed on Friday night and I just got really the shivers and stuff. I wasn't coughing or sneezing or anything like that. I just had a bit of a headache, but really cold. And in the night, then I was getting really hot. And then yesterday, I just felt a bit... ugh. And then today, I feel about 90% today. So... yeah, I do feel a lot better, actually. Yesterday, I wouldn't have been able to stand up on the watch-alongs. I was really struggling. What's for tea, Marks, is HLF. Well, we've already had... went and watched Seb play football this morning. Great game. Really enjoyed it. We got back and we had some sort of chicken breast in like some tomato and cheese sauce. I made some sweet potato fries in the air fryer. I had spinach with it. And I think for tea, Seb wants a boiled egg, and I may partake in a couple of boiled eggs myself and some soldiers, if anyone knows what they are. When are you releasing your tea and biscuit song, says Hulls? I'll tell you what, I've got a lot planned once the transfer window closes. I've got content to do. I'm definitely doing a fancy Prem. I'm definitely doing a FIFA EAFC career mode as well. I didn't think I was going to do it, but I am going to do it. I've been playing the beta, and I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's playable, so I'm doing it. What's Seb like as a footballer? Well, they only play five-a-side, but he plays right side of the defence. So they play a goalkeeper, two defenders, a midfielder, and an attacker. So it's like a 2-1-1. And he plays to the right of the two defenders. And he's always been very good at tackling. But here's Diaz. He's through. Will he get the shot off? He will. Oh, lovely goal. Jota with the assist. I'm clapping a fucking Liverpool goal here, but I'm telling you now, that's a breakaway. That's how you break away. And I tell you what, if you watched Liverpool last week, he would have hit the bloody crowd with that shot. That's from a Brentford corner. And you know what? Man United try and counter-attack all game. That's how you counter-attack. Absolutely devastating. It is really, really, really good. Jota. Well, I'll tell you what. That's an assist then, isn't it? That finish is very, very good as well. Keeper gets a hand on it. Look, sometimes you've just got to acknowledge good football, and as much as it pains me to do it because it's Liverpool, it's not the first time in the last 7 years I've been saying that's good football from Liverpool. That's football. There's just no point in denying it. And it's that early goal in the first 20 minutes when you're at home as well. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because I've seen Liverpool fans going absolutely crazy at Diaz over the last 12 months, saying he's really wasteful. I've always thought he's a good player, but I watched him last week against Ipswich. Well, we did the watch-along, didn't we? So some of you probably watched it with me. And I was like, I completely get why Liverpool fans get frustrated with him. He had a right frustrating day. But he gets into the right positions a lot. And he certainly got into the right position there. But this is why I like Jota. You know, Man United are trying to do this with Bruno and Mount. They're not false nines. They're 10s. A false 9 is something completely different. A false 9 is not a number 10. Obviously, it's a different number. A number 10 is Kevin De Bruyne. A number 10 is Martin Odegaard. You would never play them in the Jota position because that's not what they are. Jota is the quintessential number 9. He can score goals. He can create goals. That is what a number 9 is. And Man United have tried to do this in the last couple of games. But Bruno's not a 9, and neither's Mount. Jota is perfect for this role. And I spoke about this on a video I did on this channel, actually, how Arne Slot could make Liverpool champions or something. And I spoke about the importance of Salah and Diaz. They will get a lot of goals in this system. They may get more goals than the striker because they're going to be the ones angling runs in behind, and it's going to be Jota who's going to receive the ball. They're going to play centrally a lot, and Jota's going to be the guy that's slipping them in. And he does it really, really well. Do you think Liverpool will sign anyone this week, Mark, says it's Crossbow? I genuinely think that if Liverpool did sign Zubimendi, they'd have had a better chance to finish higher in the league. So when you've got that knowledge, why would you not go and do it? But I almost... You don't want to waste... When you're Liverpool, you're not Man City. You can't afford to waste 50 million quid. And I suppose Zubimendi was the player that they wanted. And I think David Ornstein said this. Zubimendi was the player that they wanted. And there's no plans to get anybody else. Because there's no point spending it for the sake of spending it on somebody who's not as good. And Zubimendi, in this current transfer market, who is close to that? I mean, if I was Liverpool, I'd look at Kimmich if he was on a really cheap deal. But that doesn't probably fit in with the Liverpool model of we don't want somebody for a couple of years. We tried that with Thiago, and look how injury prone he was. So I don't know. I mean, it's a weird one from Liverpool because they'll definitely be in the top 4. But if they'd have got Zubimendi, I might have put him in the title race. I mean, they might still get in the title race, but They do need to... I think even the ownership at Liverpool know that they need to sign somebody, but you don't want to waste the money. I agree with Super. They need a solid number 6, but you don't just... If there's nobody there, there's nobody there. I mean, if you look at the centre-back market this summer, it's rammed with really good centre-backs. The number 6 market, as a creative holder, possession player, there's not that many. So, yeah. When will Man United start playing like this, says DV? Hopefully next week. Been 1 goal off on my Super 6 for every game apart from Newcastle Bournemouth. How's yours been this week, says Fraser? I will tell you what I did in my Super 6. If you're playing along in our Super 6, the league is That's 6, isn't it? It is. I don't think I've done very well this week. But you know what? It's not all about... It is about doing well, but I'll tell you who's doing really well in a moment when I've logged in. But Liverpool leading 1-0 here. Very good goal. Not going to deny it. And I've got a funny feeling this could be 6, you know, because I've watched 2 6 games today. Oh, near post shot there from Robinson. Good save by the keeper, Flecking. Yeah, I've watched 2 6 goals today. I've watched the Chelsea game and... my son Seb's team won 6. They say things come in 3s. Lucky girl. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, good shot by Robertson. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Corner to Liverpool. Do you think City will win the EFL Cup this season, says AWAP? Who predicts the EFL? Couldn't give a toss, mate. It's like saying, do you think you'll have Kiev and chips on Thursday night? Couldn't give a toss. It's all about Saturday. Thank you very much. What about Tchouaméni, says Christine? Could they get him out of... Could they get him out of there? Don't know. Update the stats, some people are saying. Who are these some people? Stats are there. Right. I was very unlucky in the Ipswich game. I predicted Man City would win 4-0. 4-1. I said Spurs would win 2-0, 4-0. I said Crystal Palace and West Ham would be a draw. West Ham won. I said Arsenal would win 3-1. They won 2-0. And I said Newcastle would be 2-1 win. And it was 1-1. And I've got 3-0 here. So I'm not doing as well as I did last week. Some might say that's because I'm lucky. Well, there is a guy called David Worthington in our That's Football League at the moment of Super 6. He has got 21 points. He predicted Spurs 4-0. He's predicted Arsenal 2-0. And he predicted West Ham 2... No, he didn't get that one. He predicted the Bournemouth-Newcastle game. He's predicted 3 results correct. So David Worthington is top at the moment. Very well done. Get involved with our Super 6, by the way, if you're playing that. That 6 is the code. Salah's just had a chance here. It wasn't a great chance, but it was a lovely bit of play. Actually, it wasn't a bad chance. I think that looked like a corner to me. Why is he not giving a corner? No, maybe it wasn't a corner. Salah wanted one, I think. How's the FPL, Marks' way? Well, I need Salah to score about 6 goals and Jota to assist them all for me to do well. But Jota has assisted 1. Look, people say, how can you want Liverpool to win as a Man United fan? It's about being realistic, mate. If Liverpool are going to win this game, I may as well get FPL points. And God, they're going to win it. You know what I do find funny, though, KD? And I'm not calling you out to expose you because I think you're not in the minority here. So KD says, this Liverpool team is playing some beautiful stuff. I'm jealous as a United fan. I find this sort of comment somewhat naive because Liverpool have been playing some beautiful stuff for 6 years and it's exactly the same players. Like, they haven't sold anybody and they've not bought anybody. Like, it's not a shock that Liverpool are playing good football. Where the credit deserves to go to is a manager that he can come in, keep these players. I mean, the fact that Salah wanted to stay for another year, Trent, Van Dijk, Alisson, nobody has looked to move, albeit some of them might be running their contracts down. They're still dedicated to the cause, etc. And fair play to Liverpool's recruitment team for bringing a manager in that can seamlessly come in and keep the momentum going. I think that's where the credit deserves to go to at Liverpool, the fact that they found a manager that's come in and kept the wheel turning. But Liverpool were already playing brilliant football. It's not like, I think some people would go, oh, my bigger point is, there'll be people out there going, Arne Slot's only been there 2 games and he's already playing better football than Ten Hag. And I'm like, it's a little bit like a guy moving into a mansion with a Ferrari on his drive and then his mate round the corner is driving a Vauxhall Astra in a semi-detached house. And everyone going, he's only lived there a week and he's got a Ferrari and a mansion. Yeah, because he's been invited to come and take the house over from Jurgen Klopp. Like, in no way I think it's, you know, he's still got to drive the Ferrari. He's still got to keep the house clean. And the recruitment's very, very good. But Liverpool playing good football. I did a video before the start of the season saying they'll finish 3rd. Easy. Maybe even get into a title race. Because the continuity is the word for the season. Arsenal, Man City have continued exactly where they finished off. They're very similar to last year. Liverpool lost Jurgen Klopp, but have gone for continuity by keeping the team together. I think continuity is a really big thing this season. And Liverpool, I mean, Liverpool have gone down a road less travelled as well. I said last summer, I couldn't believe how Jurgen Klopp took a failing Liverpool side in the season before, rebuilt his midfield in 2 months, and then, you know, they were like a different team again. They were back to normal. Take it to this season, they've signed nobody. And I can't remember, I don't know whether there ever has been a club where a manager leaves and the new manager comes in and doesn't sign anybody and just keeps things rolling. This is the equivalent of Sir Alex Ferguson leaving and David Moyes keeping everybody together and buying nobody, which is probably what he should have fucking done. I mean, maybe Liverpool looked at that. You know, maybe Liverpool looked at what happened after Sir Alex went and went, whatever you do, don't make mass changes like David Moyes did. Try and keep the magic together, because trust me, United brought David Moyes in with a wrecking ball and we've never recovered. And maybe Liverpool looked at that and went, nah, we've got something here. Let's bring a guy in to keep it going. Because I've never known a club bring a new manager in, keep everybody and buy nobody. And I think it's very early days, but injury crisis apart, you'd struggle to say that Liverpool won't be in the top 3. What do you think of Rodgers for FPL? He's only 5 million, to Steve. Oh, what a player. I mean, it might be a one-off, but I love it. I love that type of player. He was brilliant. Ben says Spurs and Villa weren't playing good football before Ange and Emery. I'm not getting into a Ten Hag conversation. This is not the United stand. I'm talking about Liverpool, because this is the Liverpool watch along. So we're not doing that, Ben. Sorry. Abraham says, and we're not doing this either, Abraham. We're not doing a Højlund versus Jackson poll because Jackson scored a goal and Højlund's injured. Mark, what's your thoughts on Raya getting man of the match over Rodgers? He clearly was the best player on the pitch yesterday, says Robble. I think traditionally, man of the match awards on mainstream are absolute shit. I mean, they're better now than they used to be. When I grew up watching football, assists didn't exist. Nobody ever talked about assists. It was always about the goals. Like, you know, I'm going back a long time now, but in the late 80s, you could watch a game on the telly. Gary Lineker could be absolutely shit. Tony Adams could be man of the match. Gary Lineker scores, man of the match. Traditionally, they just give it to the goal scorer. So, I mean, Raya made a great save yesterday. Rodgers played really well yesterday, and the amount of Arsenal fans who said he was brilliant as well is testament to that. But he was on the losing team, wasn't he? Free kick here for Liverpool. Could be Trent area. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 1.25 million. Everyone's welcome on this channel. Get involved. Appreciate that. Interesting position here for a free kick. And I tell you what, if my FPL skills are correct, Diaz would get an assist on this for winning the free kick. What do you think about Oasis comeback? It's what dreams are made of. I mean, the brilliant thing about an Oasis comeback is that it would appeal to a new generation. My daughter loves Oasis, and I think there's a lot of teenagers who do like Oasis, but obviously would never have seen them even be together, let alone live. I mean, the scramble for those tickets would be incredible. I think Liam is a much better singer now than he was in the latter days at Oasis. I think he takes it, you know, a lot more seriously. Noel obviously takes it very seriously. I think it would be amazing for Oasis to get back together, and I think the concerts would be brilliant. I mean, imagine if they could get them to do Glastonbury or something like that. But mainly, I'd like to see them do a new album. Trent's free kick, ooh, over the bar. I just love them to do another album. I just think Oasis have got such a distinctive talent that Liam and Noel independently are good, but can never replicate. And I think they needed a break. And I think if they came back, it's a bit like Take That. And I know Noel and Liam will hate it, but Take That stopped and then came back and did 2 or 3 really good albums. Imagine Oasis stopping and coming back together. It'd be great. As a Liverpool fan, I'm more excited about the Champions League over the league because one is winnable and one is a lost cause, says Jordan. Look, we've got the Champions League draw on Thursday. We'll probably do a live stream for it. But does anybody know how it works? I don't know how it works. I don't know how it's going to work, because normally you'd be pulling balls out for the group stage, but this time it's all one big league, isn't it? So how will they just throw it into a supercomputer and it'll be over in a minute? It's being done by AI. I know it's being done by AI, but how will it work by AI? Is it just press a button and it just goes, there you go, and that's the end of that? First 2 or 3 Oasis albums are amazing. The rest are meh, says Dan. Yeah, you're probably about right. Yoro will regret signing for Man United, says Sully. As a Liverpool fan, okay, I've done that one. Spurs, okay, I've done that one as well. Mark, if Liverpool hammer United next week, is that Ten Hag gone, says Ray. I think the pressure will increase on him, but he won't be sacked for losing to Liverpool. And rightly so. You can't sack your manager after 3 games when you've spent £200 million on players that are for his system. Yeah. 81% have said that Liverpool will finish above Chelsea. We'll end that poll now. Half an hour gone. Liverpool got that early goal. Brentford, here's Salah, and he's given the free kick. AI is going to pick the game, says Connor. Do you think Man United will beat Liverpool next week? Famous last words, but I think when Liverpool played Man United last season, I don't know how we managed to get results. Like, we beat you in the FA Cup and we drew in the league, and Liverpool should have won every single one of those games because they were way, way better. I think even though we lost to Brighton, I think United are better organised in the first 2 games of this season than they were last season. Doesn't mean we'll win, but I just think there's more of I'm more confident of us putting on a game than I would have been last season. Goal! Should have been a goal. Brentford put a cross in, and I don't know how he's not put that in. Free header, I think he might have been offside. No, he was on. Oh, God, he's got to score there. How's he missed that? I mean, look, we're talking about Liverpool winning this game comfortably, but he's got to score there. Brentford. Cross came in from the free kick. It probably wasn't a free kick, and I think Liverpool fans will probably have a big old moan about it. But Norgard, good chance. Pet Shop Boys have got more hits than Oasis, is the Dirty Bubble. Pet Shop Boys. I don't think many people in this chat are going to know who the Pet Shop Boys are. Let's spend the night out with the dogs tonight in suburbia. You can hide around with the dogs tonight in suburbia, in suburbia, in suburbia. I like Pet Shop Boys. It's a sin. I do like the Pet Shop Boys. I like Erasure as well. There's an Office quote there that you can't do anymore, Gareth. I like Pet Shop Boys, Queen, Erasure. They're all, yeah, you can't say that anymore. Mark, if Liverpool hammer United next week, I've done that one there. Grace Sheridan likes Ollie Murs. Can we block Grace and get out? Brentford are doing all right at the moment. Ooh, I tell you what, he didn't catch it very well there, but they're still in the game, Brentford. They're still in the game. Gavin says, hope you have a good weekend. I've just got back from London. I went to the Notting Hill Carnival. What's the weather like in London? It's rubbish in the Midlands. Yesterday, it rained until about 3 o'clock, and then it was okay. Today, never got going. Cloudy, not very good. Apparently, it's going to get better the week after next, but welcome to the UK. Jacob Smith says there are 9 clubs in 4 pots based on quality, and each club draws 2 clubs from each pot. So you'll play 2 from 8, 2 from 16, 2 from 17, and 2 from bottom 8. Yeah, I know that, Jacob. I'm just wondering how the draw will look, because I always used to like doing a live stream for the draw where they do each pot, but I don't know how they're going to make that suspenseful. Maybe they'll go each pot and go, your 2 games will be, your 2 games will be. That's how they'll do it, won't they? Brentford are doing all right here at the moment. They're growing in confidence. Liverpool just having to go through a phase of counter-attacking, really, but Brentford are doing well. Really well. Good defending by Kanata. They're doing well, Brentford here. Like, last 3 minutes, they've really been knocking on the door. Knock, knock, knocking on Liverpool's door. Aye, 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 yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I tell you what, I used to love Guns N' Roses. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, aye, aye, oh, yeah. I loved it. What a tune. I'll tell you what, that's one of my biggest regrets in life, is that at the end of school, when I was 14, we used to do this activity week where you could go away on a yacht. It wasn't a yacht, it was Scotland on a boat. Or you could go do an activity week. I used to do film week. So you'd go, for 3 of the days, you'd make a film. And on the 5th day, you'd go to the cinema. And I made this film where I was the star. And it was about a 5-minute film about me getting out of prison for a murder I didn't commit. And then when I came out of prison, the murderer who did it started killing members of my family. And anyway, I end up going to meet him in this town. And then we have a shootout. And I kill him, but then I'm mortally wounded. And then this bit of stuff that I've started seeing, sort of, I'm like, she's like hugging me saying, you're the best thing ever. And I'm like, I'm just trying to survive. And then I said, put that over the top. Knock, knock, knocking on Evan's door. Because obviously I was knocking on Evan's door, you see. I'm getting goosebumps about this story. Anyway, it was recorded. It was on VHS. And then one Christmas, I couldn't find a tape to do Only Fools and Horses. So I thought, I'll never want this again. I would pay thousands of pounds to be able to watch that again. I think there is one other copy of it, but I don't know whether it ever got kept. It's horrible, isn't it? Horrible to know that. Imagine that going up on YouTube now. Oh. And I taped over it. That, I wouldn't need to work again if I put that on YouTube. I'm telling you now. They'd be going, he really was talented. Why don't you make it as a film? Oh, I could remake it, but imagine watching 14-year-old me doing it with a soundtrack. It was a really good film. I remember it. It was only 6 minutes long. I think Tarantino knew back then that I was better than him. I mean, I can do in 6 minutes what it takes him 2 hours to do. Oh, watch out, Gravenberg. Watch out. VAR's about. Yellow card. Could have been a red last year, that. Abraham says, look, Hurst wants to be like Ornstein. How about that? Why, what's he done? Quinton came for the commentary and stayed for the singing. Let's have a look. Oh, I tell you what, last season, that's a red. Maybe not from that angle. Is VAR going to review it? No. Honestly, do I think that was a red card? No. Because I think a lot of those tackles last season I didn't think were yellow cards, so were red cards, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Even though any red card for a Liverpool player would be very useful. It should have been a bloody red! He'd missed the Man United game! Oh, VAR! 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 What's going on? No, I can't change my mind now. I don't think it was a red. But it could have been a red last season. That's why I said what I said. Knock, knock. Oh, God, it's going in my head now. You sounded like Carragher singing Guns N' Roses, says Pete. Another yellow card there. Liverpool just... that's for Norgard. Liverpool just needing to steady the ship a little bit here. I'm really enjoying this stream, actually. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Some good chat. Yeah, that was a foul off the ball on Diaz. Norgard pushed him off the pitch. What do you think Ricky thinks about McTominay leaving? I'm telling you now, Mark, it's the biggest mistake since selling Ronaldo. It's the biggest mistake. I'm telling you now, Mark. I'm sat here. I can't fathom it. I can't figure it out. It's the biggest mistake since that Titanic coach hit the iceberg. I'll tell you what, this is going to sink Man United. And I'll be sat there saying, I told you so. I've got clips about why. He's the modern day Iniesta. Nobody can see it. Liverpool on the break again here. Trent. Could have gone in, deflected. Probably should have passed there. Please do a cover for Scooby-Doo when we finally sell Scott McTominay, says Grimlock. I'm on the 8 o'clock show tonight, Dylan. Yeah, it's bank holiday in the UK, so yeah, it'll be me today and tomorrow. It's like basically a bank holiday turns a Monday into a Sunday. I think we get 3 or 4 a year. We don't get any at Christmas. Bank holiday Monday, we don't get any. We get 2 in May, 1 in August. We get 3 then, don't we? In Ireland, you get 5. You get Paddy's Day, which is not a Monday, but they get 1 in October as well, which I think is a great idea. I used to love living in Ireland. You get far more days off. What do you think of Hurtzler at Brighton, says Insanity Preston? Well, I think he was a bit lucky yesterday. But a good manager is a lucky manager, so we'll have to wait and see. And what I mean by lucky is, look, Brighton had hit the bar, and they had a goal cleared off the line before they actually scored the winner. So they had chances to win the game. But what I'm saying is, anybody who concedes a second goal and it doesn't get given because the striker is offside on the bloody line, that doesn't happen very often, does it? And that would have changed the game. I think United would have at least got a point. Brentford on the break again here. He's not got the pace. So Liverpool have got the numbers back. And they've won it. Now Liverpool could break with Jota. That's not going to go anywhere. Ricky would think McTominay will have a bigger impact in Napoli than Maradona. Atoro. I could imagine him saying that, actually. The Brentford into the box again. Oh, no, it's not a goal. It's straight at the keeper, but it was on target. Dallas Knight says, I have VHS playing a final at Leicester's old ground. We won the second division Siston Juniors under 15. We lost 5-3, says Dallas. There's a lesson. Don't record old memories. Don't record over old memories. Well, you wouldn't do that now anyway, would you? Because nobody records anything. It's all there, isn't it? On hard drives and shit. And clouds. Mama, 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 mama. Do you think we'll get an Agate? Here we go. I think we might have to have a Scott McTominay. Here we go before we get an Agate, but I don't think it'll be far away. I think if you're Brentford, you'd be quite happy with this. You know, this is the Jensen who's been booked. So Brentford needs to be careful. They could end up with a man sent off here. They've got 2 players on yellow cards. That was definitely a yellow card from Jensen. But Brentford have done all right. Jurgen Klopp says Trent's right foot versus Salah's left foot. Well, I'm going to do a poll on that. Matthew Lund says, the atmosphere at Anfield is dead. I could sneeze and I could hear it. I don't know about that. I have heard this levelled at Liverpool for a few years now. I don't know, like, what Liverpool fans think about that. I'll tell you what, I played at, well, the videos, did I put it up on this channel? I played at Anfield and won at the end of last season. Some people say, why did you go and play there as a Man United fan? Because... how many people get to play on... I'd go and play at bloody Swindon. I love playing at football grounds. It's great. It's just the kid in me, you know. I love it. And also, if you played for Man United, what would you do when you're playing at Anfield then? I'm not playing there. Oh, thanks, mate. We could do you if you're in that game. No, I hate them. I'm not playing there. So, no, I really enjoyed playing there. And... I don't know why the atmosphere wouldn't be good, because it's very similar to Old Trafford in the sense that it's not a modern stadium. It's very four-sided and you feel the height of it. So, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It used to get levelled at United a little bit. I remember Roy Keane used to talk about the prawn sandwich brigade, and then people blame it on tourists. But I don't know. I don't know why it would be flat or whether it actually is flat. But Brentford have done well here. And Liverpool haven't really kicked on. I think what we'll see from Slot is another half-time telling off. 1-0 at half-time there for Liverpool then. It literally is half-time, as I said that. I think he will... Well, he did it against Ipswich last week. And, you know, anybody who doesn't expect teething problems for Liverpool and Slot is a fool. Continuity is obviously what they're going for, but it won't be immaculate every minute of every game for the first few weeks. It's about, you know, progression and results. And in the Ipswich game last week, at half-time, we were all waxing lyrical about how well organised Ipswich were and their effort levels. And in the second half, they got absolutely annihilated. So maybe the same thing will happen again. And the reason that happened was because Slot basically said you need to up your intensity levels and your concentration levels. And they created chance after chance after chance and they killed the game. So I would imagine he'll be saying the same thing again. And Brentford are a better Premier League team than Ipswich, of course, because they're an established one. And it's precarious at the moment. They've got the early goal and they've not kicked on. So... yeah, I think we might see a very different Liverpool in the second half if it goes anyway like it did. Rocket Games HD says, what's your favourite meal deal? Oh, people get stiffy about this. I mean, I have had plenty of meal deals in my life, but it's not something I get massively excited about. But just to play the game, I've played the game. I would say the most popular meal deal I would go and get from Tesco would be a packet of Doritos, a Ribena, and probably a BLT. Yeah. Yeah. Or a Caesar salad wrap with chicken. I don't know is that rated or underrated or rubbish? I don't know. The crowd has to get used to this slower play now. It'll evolve as the season goes on, says Colin. Hi, Mark. Could That's Football sponsor me for my upcoming football season? It's £100 for the year, says Lewis. No. Rocket Games, thank you. Trent's right foot, I've done that one. Lewis, I would love to sponsor you. I just don't know how you're going to get in contact with us for us to do that. Do you like prawn mayo, says Jacob. I like prawns and I like mayo, but I'm not too sure about prawn mayo in a sandwich. It's like cold egg in a sandwich. If I've made it, I'll probably eat it, but I don't know whether I trust it in a sandwich. Then again, some people go to these baguette shops and when I used to work in Birmingham City Centre, I'd come back from my lunch and there was a guy who'd sit like opposite me, didn't like spending money, and at least twice a week he'd come back and go, look at the size of that. Don't worry, it wasn't pervert. He'd have a baguette, a chicken baguette, right? And it would look okay, and he'd go, guess what I paid for that? And I go, God, go on then, shop me. 99p from the 99p baguette shop. Look how much chicken it's got in it. And I said, you do realise with food, it's a bit like your women. You get what you pay for. Because he looked like the sort who paid for it. But no, jokes aside, with food, you get what you pay for. I ain't never eaten a 99p baguette. No. God knows what they did to that chicken. It was probably battered and all sorts done with it. No. And I'm not talking about breadcrumb battering. You get what you pay for. And I said to him, guess how much this cost with my Pret bag? About £6 for a packet of crisps and a sandwich? Yes. Because I know where it's come from and it tastes nice. Thank you very much. I don't know whether they have 99p baguette shops now. I mean, we're talking 10 years ago, but... What's your Premier League Mount Rushmore, says Aaron. Oh, I'm rubbish at those sort of things, but if people want to put them in the chat, I'll read them out. Do you think we have a chance of winning against Liverpool next week, says Rolando? Mate, of course we've got a chance next week. In this Premier League, Fulham have got a chance at home to Liverpool. So let's not start saying it's a lost cause. Liverpool have been a better team than Man United for years now. So ultimately, they will probably be the favourites next week. But I wouldn't say there's no chance. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Manscaped. Get this beauty in your hands. It's absolutely incredible. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Yes, it does everything you need down there. Delivered to your door for free. The delivery is free. Plus 20% off the product. With the code FOOTY, links in the description, or scan the QR code. It's a game changer. Look at the sound of that, Carol. And it's got a light on it as well. Makes me, I nearly said it almost makes me want to get it out. That absolutely does not make me want to do that. But I tell you what, it does a great job. Thank you very much. Jonathan Rowe, you just got yourself blocked. Well done. I bet you felt really brave when you typed that. And now you're gone. Rest in peace, Jonathan Rowe. Baguette World on the ramp is $1.99. That's it, Abbas. That's the one I'm talking about. Baguette World, $1.99 for a baguette. Why do it to yourself? Gravenberch doesn't look Liverpool class, says Rub. I think Gravenberch's a really interesting player, and I think a lot of Liverpool fans would probably agree with you that he doesn't look Liverpool class, but he's one of those players that we would have took him at Man United, 100%. I think he's got that reputation, of course. Can he grow into the right player? I mean, look, he was a signing that made Liverpool made last season with Jurgen Klopp. Benjamin Smith says, what are your ties to Charlton Athletic, Mark? Well, I basically own part of the club. I'm not going to give away what percentage, but that's why they're my team this season, and we've got some big things planned over the coming weeks. You were all praising Gravenberch last week. Why are you all switching up now, says Ice Cream Man. I don't know whether they were, actually. Thoughts on Bergvall, says Mass. Have you ever... I like Bergvall. Whether he'll cut it at Spurs or not, we'll have to wait and see. Early days. Have you been eating your Weetabix, says Langford. I haven't had a Weetabix in years. It's so long ago that I had a Weetabix. I used to put sugar on it. Yeah. That Gravenberch comment has got a lot of people going. What a poll this is. I mean, it was a joke. We've got an either-or poll up and running here. Salah's left foot or Trent's right foot. It's 50-50, and it's been running for 10 minutes. What is this wizardry? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 1.25 million subscribers. Join That's Football and the Ultras. What's this? You've come so far. It's your channel's birthday. What? Why? What? You can't say that. When was the birthday? Don't know what birthday it's taught. It said in the back system it's your channel's birthday. How many years would that be then? I don't know. Anyway, bottom right hand corner to subscribe, get involved. You're very welcome. Thank you for everybody. Can Brentford get back into the game, Mark? At 1-0, you've always got a chance. You've always got a chance, but I predict a riot. No, I predict that Liverpool. I predicted 3-0 to Liverpool. I think Liverpool will go up a gear in the second half. Yeah, they got that goal they needed and they've not kicked on, and Brentford have grown in confidence. Edward Joseph 1808, thanks very much. He's gifted 5 memberships, which means you can get a badge. 5 of you, well done. Who was your manager of the season last season, says Constantine? Unai Emery was my pick last season. Liverpool get a comfy win, says Shirley. And Salah is a far better passer than people get him credit for. His execution and vision is that level of Kevin De Bruyne, says Distant. 8 years this channel's been going. Mark, really? God, that's a long time. A long time. 2016 started. I don't think it started in this guise in 2016. I think I was using it for something else. Probably rebranded it. I think it was originally a anime channel, if I'm thinking right. Would you take Poch at United? No, and definitely no. I am Jamaican. Who just joined? Great Mr. Goldbridge. Rashana, thank you very much. And there was this shop that used to sell whole cooked chicken, and you'd get a chicken breast doorstep tiger bread sandwich. Was banging for £3, says Joe Bar. Where did they get those chickens? I bet they were pigeons, really. Where do you think Man United squad ranks among the big 6, says Sauer? Man City's got a better squad. Chelsea's got a better squad. Arsenal's got a better squad. Liverpool has got a better squad. I'd probably put Man United 5th in relation to squad. As a United fan, says 90 Stephen, it's so frustrating to see Chelsea score 6 and Spurs score 4, yet we struggle to score. What are your thoughts, Mark? Apparently, we've got one of the highest XGs in the Premier League in the first 2 games. I tell you what, when United fans start putting out XGs, they can F you. Like, I don't need XG. I need the eye test. And over the last 2 games, we should have scored 2 more against Fulham, so it would have been 3-0. But against Brighton, the Garnacho goal is about it. I don't think we missed any real sitters. So I don't think we create enough chances still. I think we're not free-flowing. We're carrying a few players that aren't good enough. Look, at the moment, we're carrying Rashford. So that's one player in your front 3 who's redundant. So that's going to limit your chance creation and your goals. In the midfield, I think we're carrying Casemiro to a certain extent as well. And if one of the other players doesn't play well, that's 50% of your output not performing. So if Rashford had a bad game yesterday and Casemiro had a bad game yesterday, that's 2 of your front 6 having a bad game. It only takes Bruno to have a bad game, and that's 50% of your front 6. You just can't carry players. And I think you look at Spurs yesterday, who in their front 6 had a bad game. You look at Chelsea today, who in their front 6 had a bad game. And people want to throw XG in the air. That's probably the simplest explanation of the problem. You know, if your front 6 all have a good game, you will score a load of goals. If 2 or 3 of them are being carried, you won't. As Malp says, too many average players. It's as simple as that. You can throw stats at me, you can throw XG, you can throw recoveries, but the point is, at the end of the game on the United stand, we do a player rating show where thousands of people vote. Most people yesterday were 6 or below. If Spurs had a channel doing that and Chelsea had a channel doing that, most of their front 6 would be 7 or above. It's not about XG, it's about individual performance, and then the collective will score. Simple stuff. Simple equations, simple answers. Simple. Think he'll make any changes and bring Nunez on? No, I don't think Nunez will be rushed on at the moment. I think, look, everybody wants to create a story. We live in a world where, you know, some outlets exist on creating stories out of nothing. The Darwin Nunez story is a story out of nothing because at the moment, Liverpool are winning games and Jota is scoring and creating goals. Nunez or Jota, it's Jota. It's no more controversial than Raheem Sterling being left out of a team that's just scored 6 goals. There is no story there. It's a manager making decisions. And I like Darwin Nunez, and I think Raheem Sterling's a good player as well. But at the moment, there is no place for those players, one on the bench, one in the team. Do I feel a little bit sorry for Darwin Nunez? I think he's a player that, you know, probably needs a bit of confidence, etc. But at the moment, you've got Diaz, Salah and Jota. There will be opportunities for him, but he's going to have to work very, very hard to find a way into the team. Of that, there is no doubt. Shamoni. But as we all know, in the modern game, you need squad depth. And I think Darwin Nunez will be a very useful player for Liverpool this season, actually. Thoughts on Enge, says Liquid Gaming. I think, aren't Spurs playing Newcastle next weekend? I wanted to have a quick look at next weekend's fixtures, actually, because I was sort of like, oh, Saturday looks a bit shit. Arsenal, Brighton at 12:30. I might not even do a watch-along for that. I think I'll do West Ham, Man City, because I just have a weird feeling that West Ham might beat Man City next week. And I don't know why. I've got a funny feeling West Ham are going to beat Man City next week. And I'm probably in the biggest minority ever. I've probably got less votes than Conservative Party. But I've got a feeling West Ham will beat Man City. But apart from that, Saturday's a bit shit. Even though there are 7 games on Saturday, I think Arsenal will beat Brighton. Brentford will beat Southampton. Everton, Bournemouth, probably one of the most interesting games. Ipswich, Fulham, I'd expect Fulham to win. Leicester, Villa, I think Villa will win. Forest, Wolves could be a draw. West Ham, Man City is the one I think might be a shock. Sunday, Newcastle play Tottenham at 1:30. Chelsea play Palace at 1:30. And Man United play Liverpool at 4. I think Super Sunday next week. Newcastle, Tottenham's a really interesting game. Because I think Tottenham could be in a position where they've played quite well and they've only got 4 points from 9, which would be weird. Because I think Newcastle might beat them next week. And then Newcastle would have 7 from 9 and be in a better position. Here's a question for you. Which is the televised game next week? Don't tell me it's Chelsea Palace. I'm gonna lose it if it's Chelsea Palace. Surely it's televised for most of you if you don't live in the UK, but you just never know with Sky. Some prat might have thought, let's do the Chelsea game because it's in London and we don't have to travel. Players coming out for the second half here. Let's have a quick look at the stats at half-time. 56% possession for Liverpool. That's not as high as you would think. And the shots on target is quite equal. Brentford, statistically, it shows Brentford have done a good job as well. Wakas says that we've lost 6 out of 7 games against Brighton. I know we're getting there. When do you think we will start dominating the mid-table teams? Says Wakas. When he starts picking his best team, maybe. Wakas. Starts of the second half there. Newcastle Spurs is televised, says Liam. Good. Well, what I'll probably do next Sunday is I'll do Newcastle Spurs on here, and then I'll go straight into Liverpool Newcastle. Super Sunday. Super Sunday! And it's live! Urgh. What's happened here? Don't send Jota off. Oh, do send him off. He'll be banned for the Man United game. It's a red. That's a red. He should be sent off for that. He's elbowed him. He could have killed him. How are they not looking at that? His elbow went like that. Should be in MMA. People in the chat, just sarcasm's lost on everybody, isn't it? I'm just thinking about Man United next week. No, was barely even a foul, really. Red, get that criminal off, says SK. Could have 4 points from 12 as we play Arsenal the next week, says the Spurs way. Yeah, it's weird. I think Spurs look good, but again, quite a difficult start to the season. A bit like Arsenal's start to the season is incredible. Liverpool definitely starting the second half off with more intensity. And Robertson, and that was nearly 2-0. What did I tell you? They've had a kick up the backside. Corner to Liverpool. Oh, the keeper's gone down injured. I wonder what the break was about there. What's your dinner tonight, Mark? I've had my main dinner. Chicken, sweet potato, spinach. Quite a healthy lunch, actually. Tonight, probably just go for boiled egg and soldiers, which is toast with butter, cut into strips. There's the corner. Brentford will clear that. So will we see Brentford keeping the momentum from the end of the first half, pushing for a point or an equaliser? Or will we see Liverpool go up a gear, having dropped off a little bit after going 1-0 up? Salah has beaten Trent. Salah's left foot 52%, Trent's right foot 48%. I've got a little bit of an either or for you, actually. Szoboszlai, not nearly again. Good block by Brentford. They're having to ride the storm out a bit here. Got to build their way back into the game. They've got a break on. Trent's lost his man. Oh, he's too late with the cross. Phil Foden or Cole Palmer? Either or. Sam says, where do you think Spurs will finish this season? Mate, I'll stick with my Premier League predictions, and I think I put Spurs in 7th. But it's... I could give you a different answer every 10 minutes on 4th to 8th. I mean, somebody's got to finish 8th out of Man United, Villa, Spurs, Newcastle and Chelsea. Someone's got to finish 8th. If Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool are top 3, then one of those 5 have got to finish 8th. It's really difficult to predict. Lewis Miley fan says, I'm a Newcastle fan. What a game having medium raw chicken to celebrate, says Lewis. Won't you be sick having medium raw chicken? Palmer, I will let my Chelsea bias take over, says Rub. Thanks for your super chats. I didn't watch the Bournemouth game. I just saw the controversial bits. Joel Linton probably should have got a red card for a clothesline. And I'm baffled as to why the Bournemouth goal wasn't given. But then the Kovacic handball got overruled last week. But then they said it was a handball in the Bournemouth game. Oh, I tell you what, Alisson there was panicky. Shot from, I think it was Wizza, and deflects. Just wide of the post. Brentford feeling adventurous again. No, it was nowhere near, to be fair, but it is a corner to Brentford. Palmer's beating Foden. Is that a bit of recency bias? He did get 3 assists and a goal today. Football facts. Have you ever travelled to some unique places? That sounds like it could be well away by Van Dijk. Good lad says, apart from Wolves, no club can complain about VAR anyway because they all voted to keep it. Great point. Great point. I've just realised I've been stood up for like an hour. And actually, logically, I do need to sit down. I mean, it's nice to stand up, but it's also, you do need to sit down after a bit. Is Liverpool. Look how high line, that's a high line for you. If you want to see a high line, that's a bloody high line. Look at where Konate is. He's about 20 metres from the edge of the Brentford box. It amazes me that some United fans think we played a high line against Fulham. Tamarick Soldier says that anyone looks good in a City team, Mark. It doesn't count for much. Javiation captain Salah this week. I told you, any player that I've put in my FPL is going to get jinxed. I put Mo Salah in, so... Tane says, is your desk really that quiet when you raise it or lower it? Mine sounds like an airplane taking off. I mean, I don't know because I've never had a different. I've never had a standing desk before, but mine's the Secret Lab Magnus Pro. I love it. Loads of you said to me for ages to get one. No beer today, Mark. Have a pint, says Constantine. I might have one later. I've got one in. I'm going to have one later. I'll have one on the 8 o'clock show with you, definitely. Couldn't have one yesterday. We're in London, aren't we, says Prajit. We're not. We're in Liverpool. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Appreciate it. Brentford still in this game. Still only 1-0. Binny says, will you go to Miami with the beta squad for a rematch if they make you the manager in October? I saw they announced that last week, actually. I don't know, mate. I don't know. First of all, you got to be asked to do those sort of things, and I can't really say anything about it at the moment. Any left field predictions for the remainder of the transfer window, says Steve? I can't really predict. I mean, Osman to Chelsea, is that still a possibility? I think I've said before, if Chelsea get Osman, they'll get top 4. Liverpool to spend anything in the summer transfer window, you would expect they will do something, but I'm not hearing anything. Oh, nearly a goal again. Back post header for Brentford, and Alisson makes the save. I tell you what, Brentford... There's no way Brentford are going to get relegated. They're just a very good team. They might not have Ivan Toney anymore, but they're still a very good team. And he'd have expected to score there. Unfortunately, his header is right at Alisson, who makes a good save, but Tau was above him on the back post, but just can't direct it anywhere other than at the goalkeeper. Collins. Corrupt says, what are your thoughts on the Chelsea game? My thoughts on the Chelsea game are it's a massive statement, isn't it? I think a lot of people would have been expecting another Chelsea crash, especially when they went 2-0 up and then it went to 2-2, but they did very well. Liverpool need the second goal here. Oh, no. Brentford clear it. Ronaldo channel marks, says Mario. What's Ronaldo going to put on his YouTube channel? I love Ronaldo because there's just so many people who don't like him. But it massively outweighs the people who do. Salah blocked. I mean, there's genuinely Messi fans out there who cannot stand Ronaldo. And there'll be a lot of them. But do you know there's actually a channel live streaming a live sub counter of Ronaldo new channel against Mr. Beast, and 18,000 people are watching it. I saw that the other day. I mean, how does that even work? You're just watching a live counter of subscribers for Mr. Beast against Ronaldo, and it's got 14,000 people watching. I mean, that's more than Bournemouth's match day attendance. But 44 million subscribers he's got, and I don't know what sort of I suppose it's going to be lifestyle, isn't it, and all sorts of stuff. It's just another. It's an open goal, isn't it? I'm sure a lot of footballers will look at that and start thinking about the same thing. You know, do you like Pringles or Walkers? From behind or missionary? They'll just get loads of just do stuff like that. Benny Custard says Liverpool not buying players seems like owners saving money so they can cash in while they are still competitive without wasting money on a rebuild. Well, we'll see, Benny. You might know more than me. Great chance for Liverpool this. Lovely ball by McAllister. Trent squares it to Jota. And good defending by Collins. I really want that beer now. Foden is a system player. Palmer is instinctive, says Dallas Knight. Oh, another corner. I sense a goal's coming here. Liverpool look poor, says 58 go. I think Brentford have just played well, you know. And Liverpool were good in pre-season and they've got a good system. But I think Liverpool have played well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag adopts a similar system to Brentford next week, where although we're at home, it's built on compact, a deeper line and counter-attack. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks Maguire. Certainly Rashford. If this is a goal, I'll tell you what, if that had been a goal, they would have loved that at Liverpool. Some of the passing and movement there. Salah into Gravenberch, into Szoboszlai, into Salah, into Jota, into McAllister. That would have been a very good goal. Ethan Johnson says, do you still think that Rodgers is the saviour of football? I just think we need more players like Rodgers. people who take people on. Sidant says, do you think Jadon to Juve will actually happen? The current talks progress are so slow and ineffective, much like Jadon himself. I'd be surprised if we get rid of Sancho, really. I think he's one of the hardest players in football to get rid of. Although Chelsea seem to be doing a good job with Sterling. You're not playing for the first team and you're on 300k a week. How do you get rid of a player like that? Oh, was that corner from Trent? Did it hit the post? Wicked curl on it. I'd like a boomerang. And Konate's headed straight at the keeper. I tell you what, we're getting closer and closer to a goal here. Look, I'm not, the reason I like Rodgers is because he knows when to pass, but he will take people on. And it really caused Partey, especially, a lot of problems yesterday. But look at Man United yesterday. How many people take people on? Ahmad did it and he scored. I saw Rashford refuse to take somebody on yesterday when he had space in front of him. And this is obsession with possession football, isn't there? Jordan says, it feels like Liverpool are still a midfielder away from really competing. Maybe Scooby-Doo would help. No, he's going to Napoli. Let's not mess that deal up. Either or, Eze or Gordon. Well, Palmer's beaten Foden, so we'll do that one. Thank you, HLF. HLF. Palace have had a bad start to the season. All the hipsters have got that wrong. See, I'm one of the people that didn't put Palace in the top half, and I didn't put West Ham in the top 8 because I'm with it. But yeah, Palace have had a bad start. I did think that, though. I mean, look, it's not easy to do what Palace did, but new manager, last 2 months of the season, beating everybody. A lot of teams are on the beach at the end of the season. At the start of the season, everyone's motivated. So, bad start to the season for Palace. Chelsea next week, they could have lost 3 from 3, and then people will be saying, does Glasner need to go? Robertson in on the back post. Brentford get rid. They've lost Elise. They've lost Anderson. They've still got good players though. Eze, Wharton, Mateta. Very prolific. Is he tired from the Olympics? I think Ollie Watkins looks a bit rusty at the moment. Uh, 58 goes. Is Brentford, Everton and Wolves to get in a relegation battle? No. You're forgetting Southampton, Leicester and Ipswich, mate. Salah into the box. Good play. Oh, good save by the keeper there from Diaz. He's having a good game, Flecking. I think that would have been a McAllister assist, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, good save by the keeper. Who's going to get the most goals and assists this season, says Roberts. Well, the way Cole Palmer started, he's already got 4, hasn't he, combined? It's Crossbow says, are you worried about Liverpool next week, Mark? No, not really. It's Man United at Old Trafford. We've got good players. I'm not saying we're favourites by any means, but you can't live in fear. Brentford on the break again. Look at the numbers Liverpool get back there, though. I mean, that's something United don't do. Brentford are at full pelt on the break, and Liverpool have got more players back again. You're never going to see Casemiro doing that. Ain't got the legs. Double substitution for Brentford. Think Southampton stay up and Wolves will go down, says 58 go. What are you basing Wolves going down on? The fact that they've been beaten by Chelsea and Arsenal? No way. Thoughts on Forest getting 4 points in 2 games as a Toro? Who they play? Southampton and Bournemouth. I think Wolves would have 4 points as well. I think Forest would have 0 points if they played Chelsea and Arsenal. I think it's too early to start talking about they're having a bad season and they're having a good season. But I don't see Forest, I don't see Brentford, I don't see Wolves, I don't see Everton being in a relegation battle because they're too experienced in getting to 35 points, and that's all you need. Here's Diaz, past one. Is he going to pass to Jota? This could be a return. Good block. He's having a good game. Collins is having a good game for Brentford. Jota again. I tell you what, Brentford are playing well defensively. They've done a good job. Keeper. Well played, Gravenberch there. Lovely play from Liverpool there. Still got the possession with Gravenberch. Are you going to go and see Oasis at Wembley for their reunion, says Doom? When are they going to announce that's official? That will sell out so fast. I mean, they could. I reckon they could do a residency at Wembley Stadium for a month and still sell it out. I'd love to be underestimating Ipswich and Southampton and Leicester. Salah, straight at the keeper. Mark, I've sent the missus to get me some Heineken, says Constantine. Cheers. Do you watch WWE? No, I don't. I saw something else that's at Wembley Stadium tonight. I'd never even heard of it. It's not WWE. It's some other wrestling thing. It's got Chris Jericho, who looks about 90. Really popular. I'd never heard of it before. Will was on about it. Brentford on the attack. Robertson wins the tackle. Brentford win it back. Best Wembley performance is my trousers. Band-Aid in it, or Live Aid. Queen. What's your thoughts on the game? Haven't seen any, says NEU. I think it's been a good game. And I think it's been a good game because Brentford have defended well and counter-attacked well. And they've kept it open. I mean, as somebody, you know, when you watch a game like that, you know, you're worried about an hour in that it's like, oh, I tell you what, there was a shout for a penalty there. Referee is going to book the Brentford player, I think. Or is it offside? Offside. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, he's offside, isn't he? I think he's offside. I don't think it's a penalty anyway. No, he's offside, but I don't think I don't think that gets overturned to be a penalty anyway. Nick P says, on X at the moment, there's a string of people blaming players for bad games rather than managers. The weird part is they think they're being insightful. Nick P, I've seen people talking about this, and it amazes me how it's the start of the season. No one's got an injury crisis. So blaming players are always responsible. The way I look at it is it's like playing a game of chess. Do you blame the pawn, or do you blame the person moving the pawn? And effectively, is Salah. What a goal. Is he onside? If that's onside, that finish is incredible. And the pass, I don't know who makes the pass. Is it Diaz? We'll go back to that comment in a minute because Liverpool might have just killed off Brentford here. Not forever. They'll be back next week. Don't worry, Brentford fans. But and I'm sure they'll complete the next 20 minutes. I don't know whether Salah's confused whether he's offside here. He's onside there. It's going to be Diaz who makes the pass, surely. Might be offside. I think he's on. I think he's onside. I think the player on the far side with his hand up plays him on. It's tight. It's very tight, but I think he's on. The eye test says he's on, but look, don't take that to the bank. I normally get these right, but I think he's on. Lovely play. I mean, Diaz today, you've got to give him his marbles. Goal and an assist. Last week, he really struggled. But I tell you what, if Diaz can fire, very, very good player. I think it's going to be on. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. We're on the road to 1.25 million. Click the subscribe button while you're waiting. It's taking a long time. Jota and Diaz are coming off. This will change after the international break. They're bringing in the automated offside, but fucking hell. Why didn't they have it ready for the start of the season? This has been like... I don't know whether they've given the goal yet. 2 minutes? 2 minutes since Salah scored? Or are they giving it and not told us? Lovely finish, by the way. Apparently the goal has been given. It's been given already. Just haven't shown us the line. They've given the goal. I gave it ages ago, says Welsh lad. Well, we've not been shown it visually. I gave it weeks ago. Apparently, I don't have the audio on, do I? So, hi Mark, hope you're having a good Sunday. Do you think United can win next week? Wasn't able to watch this game. Andre says that. I mean, look, as I said, if Liverpool were playing at Fulham, would you say Fulham have got no chance? Man United have got a chance. Liverpool will be favourites. But Man United need to respond. Nunez and Gakpo under slot. Interesting, says Danny on the gas. And also, Danny on the gas says, Szoboszlai's tenacity to win the ball creates that goal. Very, very good. We were talking back there from the comment that came in, the super chat that came in from Nick P, about how people are blaming players and not the manager, and they think they're being insightful. As I said, if you're playing a game of chess and you're moving the pieces about, whose fault is it when it goes wrong? The pieces or you who moves them around? And I think at the start of the season, when you look at Man United yesterday, for example, there's so many options. There's so many moves that Ten Hag can make. And he makes the wrong moves. So yeah, the individual players make mistakes and they get things wrong. But those individual players didn't need to be on the pitch. His selections put Harry Maguire on the pitch. And he made a mistake. So the manager has to take responsibility. Is Yoro going to the Olympics, Mark? Says Mike. I think the Olympics are over. Although they've still got the Paralympics, haven't they? Aren't they normally straight after? Have they had them? I haven't seen much coverage for that. Prawn's fault. Yeah, well, Liverpool have got the points now, haven't they? I'll tell you what, Brentford have done okay. I remember I went Super 6, 3-0 to Liverpool, so Jota's gone off now, so I'm not going to get loads of points. Salah's still on. If you've got Luis Diaz in your FPL, he's going to be the man of the match today. Goal and assist for him. A lot of people talking about Darwin Nunez. I'll tell you what, Gravenberch's had a good second half. A lot of people were talking about him in the first half. I think he's had a very good second half. There's definitely got to be improvement in his game, but that's only going to come from playing. Look how high that Liverpool line is. Again, Van Dijk and Canate about 20 metres from the edge of the Brentford box. Eze versus Gordon. Eze 55%, Gordon 45%. I disagree with you for the first poll today. I'd put Gordon ahead of Eze. It's Me says, one punter is waiting on 3-0 for Liverpool for a cool million in the Super 6. Wow. There we go. Yeah, Jack McDonald just said that. Apparently, if the game goes 3-0, someone wins Super 6. There you go. Imagine if you're that person now. For the next 14 minutes, one goal for Liverpool makes you a millionaire. But then imagine if Liverpool score and then there's 10 minutes to go. One more goal takes it away. That'd be even worse. I'd rather be waiting on the third goal than have the third goal and know one more takes it away. Whew, imagine that. Pressure. Well, it's not pressure. It's stress. It's that mind trick, isn't it? The part of you will be going, this is just meant to be one of them moments. It's meant to be. And then the reality when it doesn't happen, that life can kick you in the nuts. Sabozlai. Ooh. George Gully says, Gravenberch is such a good player. Hamish says, my FPL is good this week. I had Haaland and Madueke. Fucking hell. I'm ready to give up already, but it's too early. Uranus said, how did some... And this is the greatest point. If somebody is one goal away from getting the perfect Super 6, what were they drinking when they predicted Wolves 2, Chelsea 6? That's the real quiz. I mean, let's get real here. They sat there last week and went, Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. Apparently Trent's not happy that he's been brought off. Oh well, you're part of a squad, mate. Aya says, the Super 6 code is that 6 if you want to play in our league, by the way. We have a weekly prize that we give away as well. £100 voucher for classic football shirts. Oh, the Wolves-Chelsea game wasn't in the Super 6. Okay. Well, that makes it a little bit better then. Spurs-Everton was there, although 4-0 against Everton is probably not a big leap of faith. Arsenal 2-0 against Villa, probably. 4-1 Man City Ipswich. I think they've done well to predict Ipswich would get 1. I went 4-0 in that game. I didn't have Ipswich scoring, so... Scribble says, I want that Man United Christmas shirt you designed, Mark. Where's this leaked? Which Man United Christmas shirt are you talking about? Have we leaked it? We wouldn't leak it in August. No, we haven't leaked it. It is a nice one this year. Film star. Shane Moran says, Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill? I don't remember Kill Bill. I've seen it, but I think I need to watch it again. Oh, we designed one last year. Yeah, no, we've got a new one this year. We do one every year. I think I've got all of them. We only do a limited run. Oh, on the bar! Gakpo shoots from the edge of the box, hits a Brentford player on the way through, and then it's the Demba. I forget, you know, I know it's only the start of the season, but you forget about Gakpo as well. Good player, isn't he? On the bench. Everyone talking about Nunez. I think Gakpo's another one to talk about. I do like Pulp Fiction. I've just finished watching Heat again. Last night I finished it. What a film. Every summer I watch it and I just can't believe how... It's probably the only film that I can watch with such regularity and thoroughly enjoy it. And then I watch it and I go, am I watching the director's cut? I was watching it last night. I was like, I don't remember this scene. I don't remember Robert De Niro getting the vibrator out on her. What's all that about? Welcome to the Prem. Trial by fire. Play Liverpool and Man City. First 2 games, the champions of the last 7 seasons, says Insured Frames. I think he's talking about Ipswich. Look, Ipswich next week, home to Fulham. That's the real quiz. Because Fulham are my quintessential Premier League team. They can beat anybody and they can lose to everybody. So if Ipswich can beat them, you're beating the team. Did you create a fantasy Premier League, says Francisco. We do have a fantasy Premier League team code. I can't remember what it is. Is it 3QB5BB? I think that's it. Drago says Fulham's going down this year. There's more chance of you going down on yourself, mate. Absolute nonsense. Fulham are not going down. Watch Covenant on Amazon. It's a good film, says Jules. I think I've seen that. Oh, no, I haven't. I can tell this is definitely not my cup of tea. 4 warlocks, Caleb, Pogue, Reed and Tyler, must use their powers wisely and prevent Chase, the 5th warlock and an abuser of his powers, from wreaking havoc in the town of Ipswich. Yeah. I think with names like Caleb, Pogue, Reed, Tyler and Chase, I mean, they're not typical Ipswich names either, are they? And warlocks. I'm out. It's just not a film read-up I want to watch. It's not the same as my film that I did when I was 14, where a guy's in prison for a murder he didn't commit. And then when he comes out, the prisoner, the murderer, comes out of retirement and starts killing all his family and then tries to kill him. And there's a love triangle as well. Now, I watched that film. Even if the main star was called John, I'd watch that film. Dominic Tyler says, what's your favourite Oasis album? Master Plan. I have seen American Werewolf in London years ago. Yeah, Jason says it as well. There's a guy that just needs Liverpool to score again to win the £1 million on Super 6. Do we want him to win it? I'm going to do a poll. Oh, he's going to... I'll tell you what. He's going to hate Darwin Núñez. He's going to hate Darwin Núñez. Do we know it's a guy? Could be a girl. Or whatever else. Darwin Núñez is miles offside anyway. You can't... yeah, he should have scored, but he was... that would be even worse if he'd scored and then it was offside, which it was. Offside anyway. Do we want him to score? Do we want Liverpool to get the 3rd goal and get the $1 million? I don't. I'm a bitter narcissist. I don't want anyone to be successful apart from me. No, I'm joking. I want it. You can't... I'm actually very empathetic and loyal. And even though I don't know this person, I really, really hope Liverpool score. Because I'll be gutted. There's only 5 minutes to go now. I'll be gutted for them. They've played the game and they're that close. You've got to be a right Scrooge not to want this to happen. I mean, I know it's Liverpool, but it's 1 goal. The game's gone. Someone should get a message out to Brentford. At least Ivan Toney's not on the pitch. Someone should get a message out to Brentford and say, Come on. There's a guy out there. There's a guy or girl here who could win £1 million if we concede another goal. If he wins, though, that it won't roll over. Good point. Good point. If he wins it, it rolls over. If he doesn't win. Have you seen the movie Thief? Like Heat, it was written and directed by Michael Mann, and it's a great film, says the Bad Elf. No, but I have seen Last of the Mohicans, which was by Michael Mann, and that's one of my favourite films as well. It's not about gangsters. It's about... I don't know what it's about. I don't know what you'd call that film. Basically, it's about the last Mohican, I suppose, in many ways. I'm transfixed by this now. I don't think they're going to do it. Search for the Guy Ritchie Covenant. I think I've seen that one. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, hasn't it? Yeah, I've seen that. That one was quite good. I quite enjoyed that one. Do do no 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 do no 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 do no 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 no. Hi Mark, it's me that needs 3-0 to win Super 6 as TMAF. Is it bollocks? There's no way you'd be doing a £2 super chat with finger crossed emojis if it was you. Come on. I'd be in the garden. Pacing around, constantly updating some sort of score thing because I wouldn't trust the game in the TV. Liverpool on the attack. Oh, it's a bad cross. But they're still on the attack. Gakpo. Oh, cross comes in. I don't know whether this is going to happen. Do Liverpool know? We've never had this before. Harvey Elliott. Favourite Oasis song, says Dominic. I think Listen Up, Slide Away, Rocking Chair, Let's All Make Believe, Never Wonderwall. Too commercial. Keith, thanks for super chat. Watchers, you watch US Indianapolis film with Nicolas Cage, says David. I've seen a film about that before. It's a very true story, and it's a very worrying one if you don't like sharks. Got 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think I'll be watching that film. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I feel so sorry for this guy. It's not going to happen, is it? Brentford look hopeless. I think the second goal just put the pin in the balloon, mate. Robo96 says 2 girls, 1 cup's better than Heat. Are you going to do a Liverpool video after this? I was literally just thinking the same, Keith. Should I do a match reaction on this? I don't know. I don't know what the angle is. Oh, it's only 5 minutes added on. He's going to give a foul for that as well. That 6 is our Super 6 code, Mendo. Endo's coming on as well, Mendo. Enjoy Delit and Mazroy. I think a few of Seb's mates could have put up a better defensive performance for Bayern today. Bayern barely pulled through, says Dennis. And TS3 says, don't worry, Ivan Toney don't need it. He's off to Saudi to earn big money. I only normally do a match reaction when there's an angle, and I don't know what the angle is for Liverpool. I don't know. I wouldn't say Liverpool have been amazing and they've not been bad. I don't think I will do a match reaction because I just don't see what the angle is. I mean, I can't go Liverpool superb or, you know, I just think it's been a very straightforward result for Liverpool. And I think Liverpool fans would agree with that. Definitely not been bad. Definitely not been sensational. And I think the same for Brentford. You know, as a Brentford fan, you wouldn't go, well, that's the end of the world. You'd go, we put up a good fight. The second goal ended the game. Diaz, man of the match. There it is. Liverpool loses man £1 million. You could do that, AJ. Yeah, you could. The person who's due to win $1 million is a Man United fan, so Liverpool are going to blow this out of spite, says Robbo96. Maresca said Liverpool are best at the counter-attacks, says Umzi. Brokeback Mountain, watch along, says TMAF. I'd get cancelled, mate. And I don't see Liverpool doing it now. There's only 3 minutes. Oh, imagine being that person. You'd just be like, 20 minutes to go, there's a chance. 2.5 minutes to go, you'd just be like, it's not going to happen. He's just lost $1 million. Well, he hadn't lost $1 million because he never had it, but he was a goal away from $1 million. That's hard to deal with. Mentally, that's hard to deal with. Especially when it's the last game as well and it's on the telly. That's the thing that would do my head in. It's the fact that it's always going to be the last game in the last minute, isn't it? Because they've all got to come in, but effectively, you may as well have had this happening in the first one. Well, the TV's got it right. They're giving Luis Diaz man of the match. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow, midday, Premier League review show / podcast. We're live, as we always are, on a Monday, reviewing the weekend. So tune in tomorrow. Some big results, but also some big controversies, again, to discuss. And also some, I mean, Man United are the big losers, aren't they? I know Villa lost, but they actually played quite well against Arsenal. But out of all the sort of top 8, I know Newcastle drew, but Man United are the worst result, really. One minute to go. Jason says if he was wise, he'd have been laying 3-0 on Betfair. I know what you mean, mate. Nunes to score a worldie to give the guy $1 million, says Colin. It's got 30 seconds and Liverpool are in their own half. It's not going to happen, bruv. It's not going to happen. Poor bloke, says Ducking. Yeah, it is harsh, but reality. Well, thanks everyone who's tuned in. It's been an interesting game. Brentford kept it going. Slot arrives at Anfield. First competitive game. And that's the final whistle. Oh, I tell you what, I'm just thinking about that million. Just thinking about that million. Painful. Painful. But no goals conceded for Liverpool in their first 2 games as well. Jobman-like, I suppose, but good win. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I am back at 8 o'clock on the United Stand if you want to tune in for that. We will be looking forward to the Liverpool game and discussing the weekend and where United are and the final week of the transfer window. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Don't forget 20% off with Manscaped and free worldwide shipping. Really appreciate that. And thank everyone for getting involved as well. I will speak to you at 8 o'clock on the United Stand. And we are back on here at midday tomorrow for all the football chat about the weekend. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you all in a bit.